When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother what I would be. Would I be pretty? Would I be rich? And this is what she said to me. She said, "Honey, you can be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it." That one sentence opened up a plethora of opportunities in my mind, and that has become the guiding light of my life. I come from a very active family. I grew up watching my mom and dad working hard every day. My mom would wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go horse riding, come home, cook us breakfast and lunch, see the family away, do the host of work that she had to do at home, do all her social work at the old age home and orphanage, then turn around and go for a 5-kilometer swim. My father is an impeccable industrialist. This brilliant man has a very, very packed schedule every day and makes sure that he is rigorous in following the schedule to achieve everything that he has set out to achieve. Never once have my mom or dad mentioned the dreaded word, age. How many of you here speak Kannada? I'd say that's the majority. There is a saying in Kannada, vaisagide, right? Reading between the lines, it means you have come of age. Of age for what? We don't know, but I do know people my age don't do what I do. People my parents' age don't do what they do. So actually, if you look at it, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Age has never been discussed in everything that I've done. So, when I was asked to speak at this TED Talk, the first question was, why me? I am not the best there is in Mysore. I personally know a lot of other sportswomen who are so much better than me, who have accomplished so much more than me. So, why me? And the only answer to that, it turns out, is my age. That's all it's about. So, why is a number so important or so scary? It's just a chronological addition to the number of years that you have been here. Does it really make such a difference? I really don't know. I have always asked the question, why not I? Why can't I? Why can't I, a mother of two, take part in an MMA fight? Why can't I, an overweight Krateka, take part in a kata competition? Why can't I, a woman in her 40s, fight a woman half her age and win a national gold medal? Why can't I? What does age have anything to do with it? I don't know. I am a mother, a business owner, a purple belt karateka, an international MMA fighter, a 3-time gold medalist in kickboxing, multiple state level, there's more, multiple state level gold, silver, and bronze medalist in powerlifting, and I also have a national gold in powerlifting that I won last year. My name is Anjali, and welcome to my TED Talk. When I was in 7th standard, I had one of those KSRTC bus passes that were issued to students traveling to and from school. I remember wearing my blue skirt, my blue checked shirt, And you know that backpack, remember the old style backpack from Mysore tarpaulins, right? The green one, right? So I get into the bus, front of the bus, women's section, standing over there with this heavy backpack, holding on to the bar. And I see a hand reach out of the crowd and grope my breast. I was 12 years old. Later that year, I went to the Dasara exhibition, dressed pretty much traditionally in a salwar kameez, very traditional for India. And I remember walking through the crowd, being groped and touched in places no 12-year-old should be touched. I have never told this to my parents, and I think this may be the first time that they're hearing about it as well. Those instances and those experiences have scarred me for life. They have been the experiences that have fueled me to make the decisions that I have made and to do the things that I have done all these years. As women, we are leading change in India. Departure from our traditional roles come with great reward, but also with great risk. I have found being a strong woman in India means that I'm constantly in the limelight. I need to prove myself constantly. I need to dress well constantly, a smile on my face constantly, be ready to perform, welcome people constantly, no matter what's going on in my life. There's deep resentment for a lot of us women who need a different way to express ourselves. One of the ways that I have found to express myself is through mixed martial arts. I remember the first time I walked into a mixed martial arts session. I was the only woman in the room. I was fat, I was depressed, and I had no stamina whatsoever. My 5 jumping jacks looked like a scarecrow trying to move. I tried to squat, but my legs shook so hard, I had to take a break after half a squat. My push-ups were more like lions because, God forbid, I had to push myself back up. But again, I had something to prove. I went back there every day, no matter what my teammates said, and I proved that I could do it along with the guys. I found that the more I went back, the stronger I got. The stronger I got, the better I felt, both here and here. I lost 7 kgs in the first 3 months of starting MMA. I mean, I was in a really bad shape. I traveled the world for business, and I found that I didn't have to request someone to lift my luggage anymore. I could do it myself. I also found that I felt confident going into those dark alleys, you know, those tiny little things like in Italy and stuff. They have like really small alleyways, and you're scared, especially as an Indian woman. Oh my God, there's a threat around the corner. I didn't have to be afraid anymore because I knew the basics of self-defense. And if I didn't know the basics, now I have the stamina to run away. That was just the beginning. My MMA career has been long and varied. And by long, I mean it's just been 4 years long. I train with the most brilliant coach and the most brilliant team in Mysore called Team Genesis. My coach Samit Bhatt and my teammates have stood by me no matter what decision I made. The first year of training, I was a scared little lamb. I didn't want to do anything that had to do anything with hurting anyone. But after a year of training and getting hit on all the time, something changed. I was ready to take on the next thing, I was ready to compete. All it took was one word. Experts from India started calling me to get me strong and confident as a fighter. It takes a village. And for me, the reason why I'm standing here is for all the people who have worked with me, for me, and have stood by me to get me where I am today. December 28th, 2016 will always be etched in my memory. I remember the cold, crisp air of Patna, Bihar, the stage looking so intimidating, me fumbling on the stairs, similar to what I just did, before the fight. I thought that was the end of the world. I remember my teammates laughing at me for stumbling on the stairs while stepping into the ring for the first time. I also remember the referee saying, "Fight." I remember the rush of emotions and strength that went through me. All the years of fear kind of left my shoulders. I felt it replaced with strength. Strength from my kids, strength from my parents, strength from my team, my coach, my teammates. In every punch and kick that I put on my opponent was filled with strength of all these people who have been positive in my life. When the ref raised my hand in victory, I felt more alive than I've been in my entire life. Just as Siddhartha was reborn as Buddha all those years ago, I myself was reborn a warrior. Sure enough, after some time, my MMA career took off, and I was asked to do some strength training to get me stronger to be able to lift my opponents. At that time, I was introduced to Mr. Sujay Janardhan, who is an Asian-level record holder in powerlifting. The first time I lifted in front of him and squatted 100 kgs right off the bat, he asked me to be on his team. This doesn't happen, guys. I was on his team, and I won my first bronze medal in powerlifting in 2017. Subsequently, working with him, I was able to win a national gold as well, which I won last year. I was and am a woman obsessed. My 2-hour workouts now top 5 hours. I look years younger than I actually am. It's true, isn't it? And if you say it isn't, you know what's waiting for you in the back. So as I was saying, I have forgotten the amount of weight that I have lifted and that has been lifted off my shoulders. I have found friendship, camaraderie, love, and passion in this slice of the world, and I cannot see myself doing anything else. Women in India have a long and hard road ahead of them. It's easy for us to play ostrich and hide our heads under the sand and pretend that everything that's going on in the society at large has nothing to do with me, is not going to affect me, is not going to affect my circle of women. I refuse to be part of a system where I don't have a say as to what's going to happen to me or my body. I am not going to cower in the corner like a shaking lamb. If you can't change the world, you can change the way you react to it. Reports of molestations and rape across India doesn't define me, should not define us. It doesn't confine me and should not confine us. Step out of the shadows and be the change you want to be. For myself, for ourselves, for all the 7 standard girls and boys in India and across the world. Step out of the shadows and be something else and be a role model. Thank you so much.